Alright guys, good morning. It is Wednesday, the 17th of August, so we'll do some pre-market prep here, kind of lay the foundation for the day ahead. So checking out the market. Obviously, things are pretty overbought in the short term. So I've given you guys my, my current view on the market. I think the bottom is in. I think moving forward, as long as we hold support on these pullbacks, I think the path of least resistance is to the upside. So in other words, as long as the S&Ps, the Qs, you name it, as long as the market is holding above that daily 21 EMA, I gotta think we're trading a little bit higher from here. But yeah, in the short term, being that we're up here at 2 ATR, we're due for a bit of a dip. So here's what I'm seeing this morning. At this point, it's pretty much all about exhaustion. All that bullish momentum on your 5-minute charts, your 30-minute, your 2-hour, all that bullish momentum under the surface, that can trigger this move towards 2 to 3 ATR. What we want to look for in terms of, alright, bulls are kind of running out of gas here, we might be getting ready for a flush, is just signs of exhaustion on the big 3 indicator. Pretty much what that means is, like yesterday for example, the S&Ps, the QQQ, we had a bunch of lower time frame buy signals. The 5-minute, the 15, the 30-minute, the hourly. I think even the 2-hour, everything was bullish. Trend, structure, everything pointed towards the bulls have still got some gas in the tank. So for the futures here this morning, we can see things have gone from bullish to neutral, and the 5-minute chart has even got a little sell signal. So that's the case for the S&P futures. It's also the case here for the QQQ futures. Bullish to neutral, and a little 5-minute sell signal. So we'll see how today goes, but these are just things to watch for. Starting back here, the bulls have got a full tank of gas. And the thing about overbought, oversold, based on the rule of thumb, the QQQ is overbought back here at like 12,900. The party continues. The party continues because of those lower time frame buy signals. When we kind of make that transition from really bullish to more so just neutral, up here at these extensions, there is just an increased probability we're about to get the flush. So for today, guys, here's how I see it. Being that we're so overbought, and pretty much I think we've got good structure that we can buy the dip into, all the way down to that daily 21 EMA. So if we look at a few different time frames here, the hourly chart gets a little bit sloppy, under that 21. Of course, he lost the buy signal. But then if we flip to a 4-hour chart, this kind of holds up pretty good. So it's a tough call here, but as far as using the big 3 signals for a compass today, so to say, here's how I'm seeing it. We're not going to make that push back towards the upside if we can't cancel out the 5-minute sell signal. As long as we have that sell signal here on the 5-minute chart, at least on this time frame, path of least resistance is to the downside. Then we take the context of the fact we're just so overbought on a daily chart. This 5-minute sell signal could kind of trigger sell signals on a couple more time frames. So if we're going to bounce back here today, step 1 would be get rid of the 5-minute sell signal. Then I'd want to see some fresh buy signals. I'd want to see my 5-minute chart, my 15, my 30. They've got to flip back from neutral to bullish if the party's going to continue. So that's what I'm seeing here on the futures. Now if we do pull back, probably gives us some better opportunities for some bullish trades. Of course, guys, this is all assuming the market actually pulls back and holds above that daily 21. So personally, I'm not looking to get long or buy the dip if we're trading back under that daily 21 EMA. But as far as a few things on the watch list here, I do continue to like Tesla. So Tesla, you get the close yesterday above that 200. We're kind of camping up here around 2 ATR, and we're going to open up around 910 this morning. So relatively flat. But as far as Tesla goes, market willing, meaning if the market rolls over, down goes everything. But the structure's pretty good here to your daily chart. Nice initial push. There's your back test. There's, whoa, mama, come back. There's your next back test. Continuation. There's a back test. Continuation. So market willing, I think Tesla still looks good for $950 to $1,000 between now and the stock split, which, that goes into effect on the 25th. So if the market pukes it up here, Tesla probably gets a little sloppy, but for now, good structure, couple lower time frame buy signals. If the market holds up, I would look for this into lower prices, into higher prices. I think you can buy it down to like $8.50. So Tesla looking pretty good. Then of course we got the king of the hill here in Apple. Super overbought, super bullish. So at any pullback, clean this up a little bit. The next flush here on Apple, guys, as long as it holds above 160, I think it makes for a great buying opportunity. By far one of the strongest names in the market. We've actually got a daily buy signal. So that means now the daily chart and the weekly chart, they fit my bullish criteria. Everything's got to line up on the weekly and the daily for me to get a daily buy signal. So daily buy signal, much improved weekly structure. Back above the 21, the histogram goes bullish. And like we talked about in Sunday's video, really bullish monthly chart. Beautiful trend, good pullback at the 21, good hold of support, good squeeze. All pretty bullish. So if that next flush holds above 160, well, now you've got a beautiful monthly chart. You've got a really good looking weekly chart, and now you're trending above your daily 200. All pretty bullish. So we're like an Apple here on a pullback. And then as far as a few of our open positions, we still got our calls here in Nvidia. So for Nvidia, we got the daily squeeze. We got earnings coming up next week, the 24th. That is Tuesday, or Wednesday rather. So earnings a week from today, daily squeeze, and a couple lower time frame buy signals. So we got the Nvidia calls looking for a push towards 195. And we also, on Monday, we bought some calls here in Snapchat in my mastery. So this is pretty much the reversals trade. Kind of take you through that checklist here real quick. Oversold on your weekly chart. Oversold meaning you're at -2 to -3 ATR. So the weekly chart is oversold. Histogram starts to shift. So there's a sign of exhaustion. Major thing to remember is that weekly 21 EMA, just like a daily 21 or a 30-minute 21, always calling for price to come back home. So when you get signs of exhaustion, you're oversold on your weekly, and then your daily chart improves the structure. Right, so step 1, oversold on the weekly chart. Step 2, get a couple closes back above that daily 21 EMA. Then step 3 is to make sure we've canceled out all of the sell signals from a 5-minute chart to a daily. And then step 4, we got to go from neutral to bullish. Basically the full transition. The big 3 is bearish. Then the big 3 is neutral. Then you start to get some fresh buy signals across your lower time frames. So that is a pretty good dynamic there. That can lead to a pretty explosive move. So we're looking for a quick double here, which probably gets us out around 1350. But when these things come together, the invitation for a pushback towards that weekly 21, the invitation is there. So we got some Nvidia, we got some Snapchat, and then aside from that, guys, just kind of watching the overall market today. That's how I'm seeing it, though. Very extended. We've made the move up here towards a really key level, the 200 SMA. If we're going to avoid a little bit more downside from here, we've got to cancel out that 5-minute sell signal. Then we got to get some fresh buy signals. So for those of you with the indicator, those are some things to keep an eye on here today. For the rest of you, you can use the histogram on the squeeze. You can use something like the Ready Aim Fire. For those of you with the High-Low Pro, that can be a helpful tool. That can be a helpful tool as well. You want to find something you can lean into as far as a gauge of these potential turning points. Even better, something you can lean into where it's like, okay, we should pull back from here, but if we get some fresh buy signals, the party continues. So I hope y'all found this helpful. I've got a busy day, a busy week. Frankly, a couple busy months ahead. So pretty hectic times on this end. Got the wedding in like 33 days. 35 days. Got the wedding coming up. Of course, we got a crazy market. Kind of going through the process of getting some land tested. Kind of getting the ball rolling on the whole home building experience. And I've got a lot of emails, a lot of messages, a lot of phone calls to return. So crazy times, guys, but hope you found the video helpful. Chandler will be live with you on Friday morning, and he'll take you through the pre-market prep, and then I'll be back on the mic here Monday morning, 8:45 a.m. Eastern, and we'll do it live. But hope you guys have a great day. If you haven't already, definitely check out the link in the description to the video here for my mastery. We bumped down the 30-day trial to $7. So we'd love to see y'all there, but I gotta run, and I'll talk to you soon.